Dawson's Rentals.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here. We got some Power Rangers Cosmic Fury Megazord news, primarily about the pricing, which you can see is the headline from the title. But I want to talk about some other stuff with it first, as the reason we have this pricing is because there's a listing up on Amazon for the Cosmic Fury Megazord, in which case we now get some actual, like, full-on, more clear press photos. We've gotten some random photos here and there of it, so I wanted to talk about the look of it first before we talk about the price and all that drama. And, you know, it doesn't look the greatest, but I will say, like, if I want to be a little more positive in this video, the photos do look a little bit better than the early images we got. You know, it still is kind of a downgrade from the stuff we've been getting, as I thought, honestly, some of the molds for the Hasbro stuff for Dino Fury were actually better than some of the Ryusoulger ones in regards to having the articulation, which was super cool, especially for Megazords like that often showed that off in the show, and the molds were generally more accurate. It was kind of a step in the right direction, and then we dialed it back to this non-articulated brick version, so it is a disappointing downgrade in that regard. However, I'll say that, like, the pictures, while they're not like, oh my god, this is night and day, they do look better than the last images we saw, which had it looking rather dull, which was one of the most disappointing things. I would say as of right now, you know, obviously I don't have it in person, but the look and quality of it seems more in the neighborhood of the later Neo Saban era Bandai America Megazord. Maybe a little better, a little worse. I would probably say, again, just in that neighborhood. I can't say for certain, but it looks mostly like on par with maybe like the Ninja Steel Megazord, which, you know, if it was that price range, would not be so bad. So I'll at least say on the positive side, you know, it does look like the Megazords we've been getting. It looks more, but it looks better than that other image. Like, the colors look more vibrant and better and stuff like that. So that's at least sort of a positive note. But the big headline here, as of this recording, is the price is $72. It's a pre-order, supposed to come out around October 1st. Don't know if that's like a placeholder or whatever. There's a chance it could show up earlier and stuff like that, because a lot of the Cosmic Fury stuff has been showing up. And by a lot, I mean the all two other toys we know about, which is the helmet, and then the Morpher. So I saw this, like, on Twitter this morning, or X, or whatever it's called now, and I saw the thing about 72, and I assumed, actually, that it was going to be, like, one of those third-party, it sold out type of listings. I'm sure if you've ever shopped on Amazon, you've seen stuff you've been looking for, and if it's out of stock or not in proper stock, they'll have, you know, some third party or something selling it for a Chronicles a ridiculous price. And that's what I assume, but this is like a legit pre-order, and the price could change, as you know, with a lot of things too. When you pre-order on Amazon, sometimes the price will go down and you'll get that refund if it changes before you get it and stuff like that. But it is weird that it comes out at 72, as this, like, takes away so much of my argument in favor of the US Megazords, as, like I said, this version looks closer to, like, what the Bandai America ones were, and the Sentai purists love to ride the Sentai Megazords and, you know, trash the Bandai America ones, but during that era, for that price, those were honestly solid, as they were around $25–30, where a Sentai mech can be between $65 and $80 depending on the price and exchange rate, and then of course you have shipping on top of that. And so the American mechs I always would defend, at least to a degree, for that era, because it's like, yeah, they don't look as good, but they honestly look damn solid for the price, and it makes a lot more fiscal sense for a lot of people that are on a budget, or simply want to save money so they can buy other stuff for their collection, or for eating and living. And then of course for families, is it makes much more sense for a parent to be able to buy a $25–30 Megazord for their kid for their birthday or for whatever, than an $80 one. So there was always that positive, and I felt there was a lack of common sense amongst the fandom, like, why don't they just do the Sentai mech? And then they did release the Sentai mech for, I think it was Gosei Great and Shinkeno, and I don't think it did that well. Not for the main line, but it was like a separate thing. But still, there was always that conversation, and I always would play the devil's advocate and say, you know, this just makes more sense. You know, I know we used to release the Sentai molds and slap lightning stickers on them, but so much has changed about the way everything works since then, so that always makes sense. But this being around the same price range as a Sentai mecha, looking of the same quality of the $25 Bandai America one, kind of destroys that argument. You know, I can't think of, as of this moment, a good reason to recommend getting this over Qyrano. Now, obviously, I don't have it in hand. Maybe it, like, creates gold for you and does alchemy. Maybe it's a Gotchard tie-in. I don't know. So, obviously, I'll reserve full judgment until I have the toy for review. But, you know, it's on Qyrano's on Amazon also. As of this recording, it's like $85–86. that's a $15 price difference, which is like more significant than a couple bucks, but it's not like more significant than a jump between $25 and $80. You might as well splurge that extra 15 bucks or so. You might even be able to possibly find Qyrano cheaper if you shop around on Mandarake or eBay or something. I didn't look into like what the current aftermarket prices for Qyrano are, but there's definitely an argument to be made there. Both of them are a similar bricky design, but obviously Qyrano looks a lot better. You get the full-on Qtama. The Qtama look more accurate. I believe it had lights and sounds. Not to mention there's stuff to consider about the likelihood of, I'm fairly certain, like I'm like 95% certain we won't get all the Kyuranger mecha for Cosmic Fury. Honestly, I'm not even sure what we're gonna be using at this point. It's possible we can only use this Megazord. We could use some of the other ones, but it's not guaranteed we'll release them all. Honestly, if you would have asked me a couple months ago, I would say that there was a chance we could have more Cosmic Fury toys into next year. But now that we're taking this supposed hiatus from the toys, it was more so the Lightning Collection, but I'm going to assume it's going to be the same for the main line. I don't foresee us, or at least at this moment, it seems more likely we won't get more from Cosmic Fury like we did with Dino Fury, because, again, before this news about the hiatus, we did get a few surprise Dino Fury releases the year after, like those armor figures and Dimetrozord. So I would say before that hiatus news, I would be like, oh yeah, there's always a chance that we could get, more Zords or whatever that we didn't use before, but now it seems like the line might be very light. For all we know, outside of maybe some more basic figures, this could be all we're getting. So that's something else to consider in regards to, since the prices are so close, if we only end up using 2 or 3 of the mecha from Qranger, it still would be more likely that you'll be able to find all those online. Then there's a chance that Hasbro might not release them all. Or, if you like Qranger and Cosmic Fury and you want the complete Qranger mecha collection, like I said, odds are we probably won't get everything from that line, like especially since it's going to be so short. So yeah, it's fascinating, guys. I feel like Power Rangers just keeps taking hits. Again, usually I'm the one playing devil's advocate and being like, it just makes more sense cost-effective wise, but it's like, why is this $72? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, the only thing it's really touting is effectively its Zord builder. I mean, maybe it's super large or something? I don't know. It sucks because it feels like such a downgrade. I feel, while the pictures look better than the first impression images, it looks, in my opinion, worse than the Dino Fury mecha, and you're losing the articulation, so it seems like we're taking stuff away and hiking the price up. And it's not like a smaller price increase. Like, we've had some problems with the Lightning Collection price increase, which sucks, where they can be like 25, 30 bucks now compared to 20, which is, significant, especially with the quality hike. But that's even more of an easy pill to swallow than this, because like, at least, like, if that would be like the Lightning Collection, the Brittle Wave suddenly being the price of Figuarts. That's what this is like. Like, if you were to get that Izzy figure from the Most Breakable Wave and like, oh yeah, this is now Figuarts prices. That's what it feels like. It's like, this is weird. I'll be curious to see if this is truly meant to be the main price, like around $70, is because that just makes an entire lack of sense, because like the main reason the mecha have been cheaper is because, like I said, it just makes more fiscal sense here for the Megazords to be cheaper for all types of consumers, and this is just kind of crazy, especially for the quality. I'll be interested to see if this price sticks and if there is something that's supposed to be significant about this mecha. So many questions, but at least the box art looks cool. But what do you guys think of this? Are you still going to be picking up the Megazord at $70, or are you just going to go for Qyrano? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.